On second down, Connor looking for space. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
Leads to third down and 14.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. With it is Brown. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
Another fast receiver, man. I don't know. I got the Ravens in another league. They gave Emmanuel Hall a superstar. X Factor, bro. I got both of them. It's crazy.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant, and able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. On 2nd and 7, Jackson looking middle, and it's incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage. The secondary, Charles, much maligned during the week. They didn't have their best game in the loss last week, but a nice play there.
Yeah, and I just know what they went through last week. I mean, ever since that time, their pride was hurt. They kept getting reminded of it in the local media, had to watch it on tape, and, you know, the coaches just got after them. They came in ready to play.
It's complete to Grant. That's a first down and then some, a 32-yard pickup.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. This guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. To throw is Jackson. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because
said it
things
was
are a little bit more
touching.
condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
Now it's Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Miles Boykin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
A nice little juke, and he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And now here's Switzer, the target, and he's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. They'll run on first down. Haskins. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Brian Switzer, the intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
I pray the boy don't get hurt on this play here.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson. It's brought in by Kevin White. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one covers 29 yards. First down. They go play action with Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
He's going deep for Brown. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his 5th touchdown now on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
You played the Browns already this season?
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by DeMonte Casey. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
That's how I was throwing with Lamar the first season.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Just cannot get that bitch out.
Jackson options out.
What the fuck?
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Play action. Now Jackson. That's complete to White. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 16 yards, a first down. Jackson options out left. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as the Ravens push further out in front.
Send me T.J. Watt down, man.
Tucker now for the extra point.
I just need some other big-name player, man. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Man, you should have got
Pittsburgh
Mariota,
offense at the line to start their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but
wait for him to
let me
retire.
finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you
just
called a desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. He's going to air one out.
Oh!
And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Buying time to his left. Wide open receiver, complete.
No.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
I cannot win.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Jackson, option right, and an alley to run. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. 20. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and that cuts this lead down to 13. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're right back out there after watching the fumble go the other way. Still in control of this game, but that needs to serve as a wake-up call because they're not in the clear yet.
No, the message should be clear that fortunes can change pretty quickly when you turn the ball over. You've got to take care of it, otherwise that lead could slip away quickly.
From the 24, Jackson. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Jackson now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and inches, Jackson. That's complete to his running back, Grant. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Corey Grant, his 2nd touchdown on the season as the Ravens push further out in front. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Hey, seam 6, seam 6.
45 the mic. 44. Bandit. Check, 45 the mic. Check, 45 the mic. Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Switch.
Throwing on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
That's fielded in the end zone.
Oh, shit.
Well, whatever the relationship was between the special teams and the offense, it's gotten a heck of a lot closer after a return like that. The special teams just keep setting them up. The offense thinks they'll go out there and knock them down.
Back to the air, Roethlisberger after the pick 6. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Roethlisberger. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go around.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
I'm coming after you. Hey, switch gears. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
No! What
So
the
that is
fuck?
3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
No. Wait. Big dash. Come. Slants. Where'd he go? Check your hot read.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They were already backed up. Now they're backed up further.
I think they were being so careful to make sure all assignments were covered that they ended up running themselves out of time.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
Throwing is Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, Jackson. Flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. To throw again on second down. Jackson, he's going deep for Brown. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. This time they stay on the ground. And an alley to run. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. This is Grant. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved.
Check 26. Go.
On 3rd down, Jackson.
No. Yeah.
Right side, and that's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Just got him a star development.
Jackson now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10.
Get that ball. Check 24. Check 24.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Here's a give to Richard. Richard lost it. And it looks like stealing football. It is.
All these years,
He had to be done. Oh, man, they're not going to let me challenge that pitch.
watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys have to touch the ball and carry it. They're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Pick me up. Here we go. Zoom, zoom. Mike, sit back.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. And he's taken down.
I was trying to get out
do
there
a little
like a
too
juke
much,
or
getting
something.
outside of the
That's
pocket,
not-
and it results in a sack.
Hey,
The
not good.
linebacker, Jordan Hicks, flying in there for the sack.
I saw T.J. Watt get loose. I knew it was
Now
over.
following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Now a give, right side. Grant. And he's got some space here. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Roethlisberger going up top. And got his man complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 45-yard line. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Samuels. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Where the fuck you been all day?
Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash.
Yeah, that's me. I forgot Jefferson's still at the sub linebacker. That's why I meant to do that on the outside.
At the 1.
A gain of 26 yards. Brought down at the 1-yard line. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Black 20.
Check right. Double tight, guys, double tight. 3 down. Watch safety creep. Creeping. Safety's creeping. Deuce.
Quarter.
Check. Lucky.
They'll look to run with Connor. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. James Conner, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is.
I feel too bad now.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. He'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Kill.
Now it's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Give him 32 on the play. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence, because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
12 yards to pick up there, good for a Raven first. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. And now look
This
at this.
nigga
Big
always
gain,
come
a
by
fumble.
trying to stop.
And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the
I
football
just knew he was
back.
going to fumble if he got
And
hit.
maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Roethlisberger. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And the Steelers on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Forced out to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Scrambling not particularly a Roethlisberger strong suit, but he does get the job done there and gets a first. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. And his throw here's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go.
And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
We own them. 8.
45. Mike.
Black and burn.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line.
A short gain that doesn't get him the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. But he will not get away. He stops short of the marker. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on fourth down. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape.
I can't believe it.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field.
Jackson options out left. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
All day, baby, all day.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Now again, right side. Grant. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the Steelers' 17-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. Play action. It's Jackson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
On third down, it's Grant. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
They will run with Grant, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Flushed out right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
Third and goal, here's the option left. He can run, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the second time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback. The ability to run the ball fearlessly. And in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to let it fly. He's got him in, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Roethlisberger. Now a desperation throw deep down, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by DeMonte Casey, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you,
so
in
what,
the
yesterday was your last day
season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Heinz Field.